When we talk about football, the names that dominate conversations are always the obvious legends: Pelé, Maradona, Messi, Ronaldo, Zidane. But football's true story is incomplete without acknowledging the unsung heroes, the geniuses who quietly shaped the game without receiving the spotlight they deserve. And today we're diving into the top 10 most underrated players in football history. Men whose brilliance was often overshadowed by louder stars, bigger names, or simply being born in the wrong era. Yet their impact on the pitch remains unforgettable. Let's begin with number 10, Guti, the Real Madrid magician whose vision and passing range were nothing short of extraordinary. A player capable of jaw-dropping assists that defied logic. But because he shared the pitch with Galacticos like Zidane, Ronaldo Nazario, and Beckham, his genius was never celebrated enough, though teammates swear he could see passes before anyone else could even imagine them. Number 9, Michael Laudrup, a Danish playmaker who defined elegance on the ball, gliding past defenders and unlocking spaces with effortless brilliance, admired by teammates and coaches alike. Cruyff himself once said Laudrup made football look easy, yet he never received a Ballon d'Or or the mainstream recognition that players of his artistry deserved. Number 8, Claude Makelele, the man who revolutionized defensive midfield roles to the point where it became known as the Makelele role, a player who gave balance, intelligence, and stability to teams like Real Madrid and Chelsea, making stars around him shine brighter, while his own contributions went underappreciated. Yet without him, those teams simply did not function. Number 7, Diego Forlan, often remembered for his golden boot at the 2010 World Cup, but chronically underrated throughout his career. A striker with lethal finishing, incredible work rate, and the ability to perform on the biggest stages for Uruguay and Atletico Madrid, but overshadowed in an era filled with Ronaldo, Messi, and other global icons. Number 6, Socrates, the Brazilian midfield genius of the 1980s who combined philosophy, leadership, and technical brilliance. A man who played the game with intelligence and flair, captaining Brazil's iconic 1982 team, yet never lifted a World Cup and thus remains overlooked compared to Pelé or Zico, though his vision and composure set new standards for midfield play. Number 5, Gaetano Sciaccaria, the Italian defender who won every possible trophy with Juventus and Italy, including the World Cup in 1982, yet often gets overshadowed by Franco Baresi and Paolo Maldini when discussions of legendary Italian defenders arise, despite his elegance, reading of the game, and unmatched composure that made him one of the greatest center-backs ever. Number 4, Hristo Stoichkov, the Bulgarian forward who is a genius for Barcelona's dream team and led Bulgaria to a historic World Cup semifinal in 1994, winning the Golden Boot, but remains underappreciated outside Eastern Europe despite his fiery determination and ability to score from anywhere on the pitch. Number 3, Juan Ramon Riquelme, the Argentine playmaker who redefined artistry in midfield, a player who slowed the game down, controlled tempo, and dictated rhythm like a conductor. Yet because he didn't fit into Europe's obsession with speed and athleticism, he never fully got the global credit his genius deserved, even though fans of Villarreal, Boca Juniors, and Argentina still see him as a maestro unmatched in vision and creativity. Number 2, Raul Gonzalez, the Real Madrid legend who scored over 300 goals, captained his team with class, and defined consistency across 2 decades, yet often gets overshadowed in discussions of great strikers by the flashier Ronaldo Nazario, Henry, or Van Nistelrooy. But his ability to deliver in finals, his intelligence in movement, and his leadership were second to none, making him one of the most underappreciated legends of the modern era. And finally, number 1, Andrea Pirlo. Yes, he's respected, but still widely underrated compared to his influence, because Pirlo was not just a midfielder, he was an architect, a player who saw the pitch like a chessboard, dictating entire games with passes that seemed to cut open reality itself. His performances for Italy in the 2006 World Cup and for AC Milan and Juventus in the Champions League remain masterpieces. Yet because he wasn't flashy or goal-hungry, his genius sometimes flew under the radar, though without him, teams simply lost their soul. These players remind us that football isn't just about goals or headlines. It's about influence, intelligence, and subtle brilliance that often goes unnoticed until years later. And maybe that's the beauty of it. The game is bigger than the stars. It's also about the artists in the shadows who kept the rhythm alive, the balance intact, and the magic flowing. So now I want to hear from you. Who do you think is the most underrated footballer of all time? Drop your pick in the comments, let's celebrate the hidden legends together. And if you enjoyed this journey through football's forgotten geniuses, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the beautiful game.